Today we spend about 90% of our awake time indoors. And research shows that our indoor environment is not good for us, it's not healthy for us.
Automation is still sort of in its infancy in terms of the creative tasks. We haven't seen any big changes to the underlying design process.
90% of our industry is still not realizing that a lot of their jobs will be lost. They have to educate themselves how they can innovate their own business.
My name is Nicholas Madsen, and I'm an interior designer, and I work at Superlab.
My name is Axel Nordin, and I'm an assistant professor at Lund University at the Department for Design Sciences.
My name is Ilke Voogd. I'm from Work and People Analytics, which is an employee effectiveness platform that measures how people do their work.
Architect interior designers, when we're doing projects today, we have so many regulations to look into and make sure that they're being followed through a project. We forget a lot of times that the human aspect, that there are actually going to be humans working there.
Yeah, I think real estate and architecture have been lacking behind. If you look at some of the other industries, it still takes 3 months to do the program of requirements or the requirements coloring. It still takes 3 till 6 months to design a building, and it still takes 2 years to build it, for example. It's a lot of manual labor, but not a lot of solutions that have been brought up digitally or automated.
So we think with algorithms and good data, an artificial intelligence could do a lot of the boring work for us. So interior designers could spend more time on aesthetics and the human and the soft values in a project.
We hope that we can actually make this a fairly computable problem, so to speak. And hopefully with the algorithm that we're developing, we can find an optimal solution.
One of the ideas was, how would an office space look if an algorithm or artificial intelligence would design it for us humans?
My role in this project is to develop the algorithms that connects the behavioral data to the actual floor plans that you get out in the end.
We took the data from VPA, that's human behavioral data, and we put it into the algorithm and let the algorithm create the floor plan. We created an office space from a human perspective instead of first creating the floor plan and then apply humans afterwards. But to take it to the next level was definitely to bring in human behavioral data because then it was designed from a human perspective for humans. And that created a whole new level of this project.
We have the knowledge of hundreds of thousands of people that work in companies, in all kinds of different companies. We provide the data that the artificial intelligence needs to learn how to come up with good designs or solutions.
One of the experiments that we did, we just told the algorithms to use the square meters of different rooms and set up parameters of how many rooms and what sizes. But we didn't have outer structure. So what happened was that the algorithms created a whole new architectural world, basically, out of the algorithms that we would never come up with.
We get results that look more like old villages, for instance, in terms of how the offices are placed. And of course, it's interesting to see all these quirky placements and quirky room shapes that move around in a very unintuitive way. And it actually looks like the rooms are fighting each other over being in the best spot. And in a way they are. They actually represent the goals and the behaviors of the employees. And based on that, they try to find the right position for their employees that they represent.
Working with algorithms to create new floor plans for an office space is definitely the way to go in the future.
By automating this whole process of gathering the requirements, designing the environment, we can do it probably 5 times faster, 5 times smarter, and probably 5 times cheaper, because we're not using all the architects anymore, we're not using all the space planners anymore, because a lot of the artificial intelligence can learn how it has to be done by itself. A lot of the jobs that we have right now, workplace strategy, workplace planners, space planners, architects, a lot of these roles will this solve, because a lot of automation and a lot of available data can be analyzed in a different way, better and faster than it is now. But presenting it to the group of people that might be automated is always a tough case.
It's an interesting contrast because you have, on one hand, this very soft human data that we want to use to make a better work environment. And on the other hand, we have this cold, hard artificial intelligence that will make a better situation for humans in the end. And I'd like to think that, yes, it's possible in some fairly constrained domains, but perhaps not in general. So we won't have a general intelligence in many, many years. But for projects like this, it might very well be possible in a couple of years.
Doing this project is, of course, also showing that things have to be different. We want to be leaders and not followers in this in this business. And somebody has to take the lead. And we're one of the organizations together with this group that try to really disrupt the industry, to innovate things that have been done always in the same way, and try to do it completely differently.
Can we turn this ill-defined architectural problem into a well-defined problem, using behavioral data, employee preferences, and inputting that into an algorithm?
Can we create something better for us humans in the future with new technology?
Perhaps it's possible, perhaps it's not, but in the very worst case scenario, at least we have something that can handle this data and perhaps do a little bit of number crunching on it and offload some of these boring tasks from the architect, so he or she can actually work on the more creative tasks and focus on that instead.
So the problem with the current work environment is that people have very little control over it. Although they know best how they work, people know their own behaviors best, the way they work, but they have very little possibilities to change their work environment. Things are very arranged in a very hierarchical way. There's facilities, maybe even on a corporate level, that provides you with all the stuff that you need, but there's very little control that you have over creating your own environment that makes you most productive.
Well, we can see we're just scratching the surface, so we have no idea where we're going to end up. But that it will be exciting and we will learn a lot, that's something for sure. Hopefully this project will end up in a good tool, in a software tool that could optimize both time and money. And maybe this could be a future tool for architects, interior designers to work with. But we have no idea where we're ending up.